Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other,
or finding our inner Brock and Michelle,
or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Or at this episode, shout out to all the folks who may know this is just for the dots, right? So, folks who have went to school with me or worked with me and know who these folks were, right? This was my mentor I was talking about. I'll talk about the funeral and how that went, but I just wanted to take a minute just to shout out their love, right? Mm-hmm. They was deep Black love, right? And not only that, like, they were professional, like academics, right? They just opened their home to so many people. They were relentless, unwavering, unapologetic, and they just were the epitome of strength and resilience when it came to showing up in like a Black relationship and Black love in a Black professional setting, and being able to do that in a partnership. And I just wanted to take a moment just to highlight them, right? And just to show gratitude, right? Because I think they provided an example. And I remember when I was there and I was talking to Doc and just describing their relationship, and I got to ask her, like, what do you think was like just the key and the strength of it, right? And she really talked about the idea of finding the balance of showing up and also like yielding space for each other. Mm-hmm. And I found that to be very powerful too, right? Like, I don't know if we went in much detail about that, but like I said, I just wanted to take time to do that, right? And just acknowledge like that Black love. First of all, to be Black together for over 20 plus years, almost 30 years, both to be in academia, right? And not only in academia, we're mentors, right? To not only, students they had, but any Black or brown student or in between that wanted help. And when I talk about mentorship, we're not just talking about, oh yeah, stop by my office hours. Because a lot of you Blacks in academia, that's what y'all niggas do, right? But open mentorship to say, I'm not only investing in you professionally, I'm investing in you personally. You hungry? Let me feed you. Mm-hmm. You don't got nowhere to go for Christmas because your mama in Puerto Rico or Ghana or Hill, Cleveland.
Come here,
right? Or to say, what the hell do your report card? What do we call it? Transcripts. Look, I'm on K through 12. Yeah, you fucking up. Have you talked to X, Y, and Z? Do you know what it is to be professional, right? And doing that, right? And I think about the sacrifice each of them have to make to do that, right? So every time they spent a moment with us, it was time away from them and their family. So it just, I just want to provide like space and opportunity and just get some gratitude, like just out loud, just on their love. And, shout out to them. What you think, Nero?
Shout out to the docs. Yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a real love.
Yeah.
That's that, that's the love you want to see as a template.
Yes. I agree.
Yeah.
Who is you?
I'm Nero.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 246, y'all. Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher. Follow us on all forms of social media. Black Love Matters as Black with no K. What's going on with you?
Well, we back.
We back.
Thank y'all for being patient for this. I had to go home to be with families and my mentors and just be a support system, right? Like I said, she stepped up for me so many times. At minimum, this is what I can do is be there, right? I'm not sure if there's anything I could do to alleviate or make it easier, but at minimum, what I could do was show up, right? So I definitely thank y'all for giving us the grace on that. And also, Niram, I'm sure you'll talk about it. You did some races and you was out ripping and running this weekend. So we're glad to be back and we're ready to jump back in. But what's some updates with me? So I guess the two things I want to talk about is just the funeral. So like I want to say is just love your folks while they're here, y'all. Take care of each other. And I know we talk about this a lot in Black love, but like just take care of each other. Take time for folks. I know we rip and run so much. We're in cancel culture, or we in like no new friends culture, or it's I don't fuck with him or her culture. But the people you do mess with,
fuck with them.
Fuck with them. Right? Or even just be clear in what spaces you mess with certain people, right? Like, one person can't be your everything, but what people are to you, allow time and space for that, right? So,
true that.
Just, if this is a reminder, if you've been thinking about somebody, you've been wanting to text somebody, pause right now. Nero ain't gonna like I'm telling y'all this. Pause right now and do it, because life is so short. And it's just, I'm actually reading this book. Shout out to Tam. Because Black grief is real. Like, because this year, I don't know if y'all keeping track. The time that we've like missed for the show, if it ain't been near him because he's been exhausted in his Achilles, it's been. I'm sorry, that was shade.
It was very
You've
shady.
been hurt though. You have been hurt. It's really been me going home for like funerals. Like, it haven't even been like work related things. Like,
No.
I've had like, this was my 4th funeral since January.
Yeah.
And since I'm going through this process, like, not that I've been fascinated, but I've been trying to get more in touch with like Black grief. and what that is, because I do not think it shows up in the same way that white grief shows up. And usually, funerals once, twice a year on average, right? And already, look, Q1 and Q2 been heavy for me.
It's a lot.
And I think I just been taking a step back and recognizing how I process grief and how others around me process grief. I know a line that Niram loves to say is that everyone grieves differently, and I do believe that. But it's some themes that you begin to see. And I'm a scholar at heart. I love that education, no matter how bad the education. I love the education, no matter how much the education hate me. So I always kind of go back to what is anyone writing this and studying this? So shout out to Tam. She actually sent me a book, and it's called "The End Is Just the Beginning" by Reverend Arlene Chern, and it's about Black grief, and it's really just breaking down what it is, what it looks like. Because I don't know if we do that. Like, when folks be sad, I remember having conversations as we were preparing to go home for this funeral. Like, should we call? Should we not call? What does this look like? Do we give space? Do we not? I don't know. It shouldn't be that hard. Right? We didn't lose. I guess we did lose something, right? But I don't know. I'm just processing through this. What is it? Were we really scared to reach out because of that person's feelings, or our own fears and animosity, right? Because the picture we put, how much are we projecting on other people during grief?
Right.
And because we project so much, are we even really supporting and uplifting the person, right? Because we're innately narcissistic, and we make it about us. Right? So it's really not about how I feel or what, do we not reach out when something just this help? Because we use the excuse this person probably will be alone. Or is it that you're just uncomfortable having the conversation?
Right.
Or you're uncomfortable if you do call and you might not get what you want to hear. Which one?
It's both.
And I don't know, right? So I'm just processing that and as I get older, right? As my grandparents used to say, the older you get, the more you're going to go to, so you get better at it. Jesus. When God said, give me my breath back.
You just get more practice.
So I'm just trying to...
That's all. You just get more practice.
Up my game, right? I'm trying not to learn all these hard hurdles and really just break down, not even how to support friends during grief, right? Because it's a chapter on that in there. But learning, am I in tune with how I process grief? Am I in tune and in sync with my own feelings enough to know how I navigate death, right? I think end goal is I'm happy for that person, right? Because they're going to the Lord, right? That's the goal, right? So, but the thing is, death is never about the person who was gone. The processing it, it's about you and your
and how you deal with it,
right? So I don't know, y'all. I'm going on a journey, and I'm trying to figure it out. Is there any other blogs? Is anybody blogging about this? Is this Nyambi? Y'all know I be into this, right? So I'm into that Black woman and just maternity and pre-care, during care, after care, right? And also, I think my other niche might be this Black grief.
That Black grief.
And how do we... Because I think that then can translate to other phases of our life. Because death is not physical death is not the only thing you grieve.
No.
You grieve a lot of things. And being in tune with that is important. But what I got from that was the idea of getting your house in order. Right? I only read the first couple chapters and really processing what that is. And I know as a Black community, we talked about, do we have wills? Do we have life insurance? Do we just have in the age of the cloud and technology, do we just have a document on the cloud, right? First of all, you should get it notarized, the courthouse. But if you ain't even on that level.
Right. Do you have a Word?
Do you have a Google Doc? We need to do Google, not Word, because Word would return your license immediately and pretend nothing happens.
Do you got a Google Doc? Is free. Share it to everybody.
Share it to everybody. Or email address, right? That was even this idea of an email address that won't be moved, something to express your last wishes, right? And also just getting comfortable with talking about it. Can we get comfortable with talking about grief?
Yeah.
And what it means and how it navigates through? And can we be comfortable with the folks who are bereaved, with them lashing out, with them not cussing us out, and we're talking and right? Can we just get comfortable with all that?
No. The hard thing is hard because then, for most people, they don't want to face the harsh realities that themselves too will die eventually.
Yeah. I mean,
and if you love
the Lord, the end goal. But I agree, people still not comfortable with the unknown, right? So it's not necessarily the end point, but it's the how and the when.
Right.
That's the great part, and that's the part to process through. And do we have these types of conversations? I don't know. And then even thinking broad, we just had John Singleton pass away from a stroke. in his early 50s, middle of working on all types of projects, right? Like how that's like it takes your breath away, right? And also, who was it? Tony Braxton's niece, with her name Lauren Braxton. She just passed away from a heart condition. She's a baby. She was in her 20s, right? Like, just this, how we do it, right? And then also, I go to the other part of grief, right? The culture and the ritual and tradition that comes around it. Like, as everyone, especially as we're having this generational shift, because I think a generational shift is happening, right? Where we got African Americans, we got civil rights black, we got Afrikaans, we got Africans, we got folks from the, like, we're having more and more of a mixing pot of what it means to be black in America, and we're more integrated, because I think in times we're more segregated, right? So are we even familiar in common with like our rituals?
No.
Of it, right? Because that's something to behold. That's sacred, right? You think to the Jewish community and what Shiva, right? Like that's something that no matter what Jew you are,
you're gonna do Shiva,
right? It's something, or and if you don't do it, you're familiar with. But I wonder, in our cultures, are we familiar with these things and where they came from and how does it interact and what does it mean, right? Like how do we not push it to the front, but how do we hold these things sacred and how do we honor it, right? Like I don't know. So again, it's just been something on the back of my head I'm thinking about. But like I said, the funeral was, as best as a funeral could be. I will say it was not as eventful as my family's funeral, but honey, we shows out.
What about?
You know what? Take it back.
Did they have a wake at the party?
No, they don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they didn't. I wasn't invited. That's the thing. So maybe this did happen.
But
I wasn't privy.
So you probably wasn't privy to Love Bath Part 2.
I wasn't privy to Love Bath. I wasn't privy to Hennessy bottles clinking on the floor. I wasn't privy to someone getting cussed out. Like I might have just not been privy to that. But it was just interesting to see. Not interesting. I was happy to see so many people came out. I know you can't say what people should do or can't do. It did surprise me. I thought a few more folk would have been there, because y'all don't understand the sacrifices these folks have made. And it's a couple things you only get. Sometimes I say you better off going to a funeral than a wedding, because you can have multiple weddings, but there's only one funeral, so. Right? And of course, means life that happens, but it is. I do hold funerals very sacred and being in that space with folks. But I would say my mentor, she held up as best as she could, right? Like as best as she could. Like I had this thing when I came home with Niram that I was like, looking at obituary, I said the first 2 paragraphs of my obituary already written. Ooh, Lord, I only got 3 more paragraphs to go.
Yeah.
Jesus. And what I want them paragraphs to say. It only could talk about work so much. Look, did the tech company sponsor this? What?
That's the thing. You only gonna have one sentence of the tech company.
What? A sentence?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put a sign. You know how the kids do at the end of a web page?
Yeah. You just gonna put their logo there.
They don't get that much space.
They get a sentence.
I give them a logo. I don't know if I want to give them. I don't even know if I want to, especially what I've been through. I don't even know if I want to give any of these folks a whole sentence. And what am I gonna fill up with the other stuff, right? And that's why I think it got me to thinking. So what is the other stuff gonna be filled up with? So, but again, going back to even my mentor, like she
this
just
podcast gonna be one of them.
I am gonna shout out this podcast. When folks, you know what, y'all? I'm practicing when I preach. I'm gonna give me a little word doc. First of all, my obituary can't be a book. Chapter 3. Look, the good years. We're gonna break it down by decades. The 20s through 30s. It was a good time. The 30s, the golden years. During this time,
Black love matters.
So it was just interesting to see that, and even just seeing how she's processing as a whole, right? Because, of course, and he lived many facets of his life. But the thing about her, excuse me, she's seen all these facets. And I think she's processing and coming to terms, what does it mean as she goes on in this second phase of life without him? And that's scary. And how do you begin processing that? Right? Like, I think the idea of being a widow, I think any widow before the age of 60, 70 is like, wow. I mean, I imagine after, hard too. But it's something a little different when folks get older in age. Right, because old folks, they'll tell you the truth, honey. They be like, yeah, they about to die. You like, Jesus. I miss them, right? I love them. They was my heart, but
he out of here soon.
But something about where you think you about to do a whole new chapter, and that chapter now has to be rewritten in a book you don't want to pick up a pen in.
Nope.
Whew. That's in itself, I don't know. It's a lot, right? You know, some folks see that as a new freedom, but other folks, that's paralyzing, right? And especially, what do you do if your family provided and had a life insurance policy that you maybe don't have to work the rest of your life?
Right.
What do you do, though? But what's the rest of my life without you? Oh, my goodness. That's too much. Other things, I'll give y'all a little tidbit of what's going on with me at work. Y'all, I'm battling. I need y'all advice. Oh, my God. I'm doing this thing where I'm working just like with women of color, Black women in particular. Not even just in my org, outside of my org, and just putting on like just support system for each other. So y'all know I rose my hand to do it. And not necessarily to lead it, but to co-facilitate and lead it, right? So we took a little bit of a break, and now we kind of back rolling. And what I'm noticing is, maybe y'all, the 25 and under, I always talk about. You, I almost said something crazy. 25 and under crew. Maybe y'all can help me to process. But the 25 and under in the crew makes my fucking ass itch. And I can't put my finger on it. And I don't know, when do I step in and actually have a one-on-one meeting and be like, hey, when we meet, could you shut the fuck up a little? Like, that's me uncensored. Like, I know I can't say that.
Why not?
Because I'm trying to listen. For example, right, we're finally getting stuff rolling, right? So we're about to launch some events. We're finalizing things. So we're brainstorming, right? Like, this shouldn't be a month-to-month thing, right? No. So can somebody take the lead on June? Somebody take the lead on July, so we can at least get to the summer, right? And then we can take these months together, like almost quarterly, right? Because we all got jobs. This ain't a part of our main.
No.
But if we all divide up and take a month,
then we can extracurricular.
We can try to prepare for the next quarter, so we can just get a little ahead. But for now, we can just have a little meet and greet, a little piece of something. And one young lady brought an older one. I want to say she's closer to her 30s, right? In other contexts, is half these women barely been at this job. So I just kissed a year, and these babies is under 25 and barely been at this place for about 8 months. So their work history is like 3 minutes long. What?
Okay.
Either 3 minutes long, and if they've been here long, this is the only thing they know, right? So they've only been in Silicon Valley. They only been exposed to this context. So one of the young ladies, been here about a year, a little bit older. We were thinking about doing something in June. And I was like, well, Juneteenth, why don't we do like a Juneteenth theme celebration? Like, I don't know what it looks like, but, we want to have themes that we can roll on that. Right? And one of the ladies then brought up, and was going back to it, was like, you know what? It's been a lot of activism going around. Like, could we do something a little bit more activist driven? A little bit more bold?
Oh.
Got you. I'm still here. Because y'all know I love a good what?
I love a good demonstration.
I love a good demonstration. For the fucking what? Ancestors. Because it's just what I got to do. Right? And then the 25 and younger bunch was like, yeah, we should do something. I don't know. I'm trying to do it without giving too much away. We should do something symbolic, like put up a picture of Harriet Tubman. And I went I was like, oh, I see what you're saying. Like, maybe I came off wrong. I turned the energy off of the group. I was like, what you're saying is very, holistic and cute. Like, I think they're going to talk about Harriet Tubman. Like, it's like Black History Month. MLK's picture's going to come up some way or another. Yeah. We don't have to then highlight him. Right? It's something to this idea of Nat Turner and this shit. And I'm not saying Nat Turner it, but let's get with some Nat Turner energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Nat Turner
because the girl was on some Nat Turner shit, right? I ain't gonna let her go. I ain't gonna let her go hurt all the white people. I'm not gonna do that. But we can make some white people uncomfortable.
Yeah, let's make some white people uncomfortable.
That's pleasing to me. And you can see, the 25, the little Uzi Vert generation swinging their bots braids. And then the person who's only been at tech company making good money, and like the little, I shouldn't say little, get better now, Ambi. You can see the little Uzi Vert generation is like, I got something to say, and I'm like, what is it? She's like, I don't know how to say da-da-da. I said, sis, it ain't nothing you can say to hurt my feelings. But I didn't know how to say. I said, child, I'm not. What you have to say? Because I tried to defer it and be like, hey, Nat Turner, let us get together offline, right? Me and Nat Turner, we gonna talk about the colonizers. We gonna get lit. Right. But I'm like, okay, since we can't Targaryen this shit, like we can't white, we can't Ariana Stark it, but we can do somewhere in the middle.
You can do a little Jon Snow.
Yeah, we can do a little Jon Snow. Right? Because sometimes you need to get that energy out.
Right.
Then here come Uzi Vert and them. I just don't know how to say it. Bitch, get it out. And then here come old Uncle Tom, been here forever. I understand. I'm down for it, but I just want to say this is a tech company. And, like, you know, retaliation is weird. And I'm just trying not to lose my job or check. You know I was triggered. And I, like, could feel I'm brown. I could feel, like, the blood pouring to say, you bitch act like I feel like I was about to be the epitome of like black women not sticking together. Fuck you bitches, you hoes ain't about nothing. I think at the end I said like, you know, I think they're gonna be in compromise. We can sync offline and then we can come back to the group. See, you know, I get that, right? But when we amongst friends, bitch, you telling me you scared? Look, sis, did nobody tell you if we start a revolution in this bitch, they gonna retaliate? And bitch, if you sit at your desk and Uncle Tom their ass all day, they still gonna retaliate, ho. So what I'm gonna do in the end is make some white motherfuckers uncomfortable. So after I meet my Lord and say, thank you, Jesus, for being here, I'm gonna go find Harriet and say, did I do you justice, sis? Okay? So don't you ever get too comfortable in this motherfucker, right? Because they will take this bitch away in a minute. So you better shake a motherfucking table while you got the access to it. Because if you think your black ass here is on your own because another black bitch before you didn't shake a table, you're highly fucking confused. I don't know about you, but I know how me and mine's work. And I cannot come here and displease the motherfucking ancestors. So if you're scared, go to fucking church. I wanted the Nat Turner. I said, yeah, let's do a fucking walkout for Juneteenth. Yeah. Why not?
Ooh.
Yeah. Be careful. Like, you know, they done got Nyambi on that level because I'm not scared of white people. And you can't be scared of white people because they'll take your shit away if you do right, if you do wrong, if you do indifferent. Once you niggas understand that, freedom's there. But you got to be willing to lose it all.
Yeah.
Right? If you're not willing to lose it all, you're going to be scared. Yeah. You're going to act from a place of fear. Right? And the thing is, I just can't. Like, I can't. It's just been too many sacrifices made to me for me to be scared. And I'm just supposed to take it?
Right.
Fuck that. You got the wrong nigga. Right? And I don't like, you know, and I want to say, your little piece of check. And I want to be like, honestly, if we did plan something revolutionary, do you realize the scrutiny that tech companies are under?
Right.
They're just going to say, good luck with that. Mm-hmm. Feel free to take a vacation day. Right, but it's something to that act that it's just, y'all help me out. I ain't go off on them like that, but the energy was there. Yeah. I did end with, if you scared, go to church. I did end with that. And I even shared my story. Like, I was like, I've worked with people that I've been retaliated against. Like, y'all have no idea what retaliation looks like. Mm-hmm. Right, and you scared. Bitches, you. I think that's sometimes what gets me riled up. Of when you working with folks of color. Like, I had like flashbacks. Like, when you working with people of color, the scariness, like just the lack of courage, just this idea of survival.
Right.
And it's like, there. So you really think you gonna survive on your own by pleasing master? Mm-hmm. Oh, sis.
You got another thing coming.
Because if it ain't you, it's going to be your baby, your husband, your aunt. Right. You might be able to bypass it, right? But your whole family, your whole crew not going to be able to. Mm-mm. Right? Somehow, the colonizers is going to get to you. And if we don't form together as a community, they're going to win. Right? And again, I'm not saying everybody got a Nat Turner shit. I'm not saying that. But when you have space to do it, the reason that you, just check your scariness.
A little Diane, they ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Not a Diane, but it's something to be said.
Even that,
right? Like, and it's something. And I want to also check them to be like, hey, all of us is in a very low category. Mm-hmm. We honestly are expected to do a little more than the brown folks in the higher up, right? Because they're on contracts will explicitly tell them what they can and can't do. They don't say that to us, right? It's just like undergrads, right? They have more power than the grad students, than the postdocs, than staff, than faculty, than deans, than presidents, right? That's all power dynamics because folks' contracts say things you can and can't do. Right. So first of all, sis, you're thinking way too highly of yourself. If you think they're even concerned.
Because they ain't.
But it set with me a different way. And it's still bothering me. And it's like, you know, maybe and the thing is, maybe I haven't been all in the group. Right. And since I haven't been all in the group, we've kind of been doing tasks as we get things done and get done. Right. Maybe it's about me taking more of a leadership stance in the group coming a little bit more prepared, like articulating these different stances, right? Because, like I said, she only has a 3-minute work history, and she look. Now I'm about to start the colorism. And sis is very fair, right? If she straightened her hair, she could be white. Like, I just can't imagine all the privileges that just privilege, like that she had to, like, that she has encountered. Right. But as a little older, the thing is, I'm not even old school. I'm not in my 40, 50, 60s, right? I've just seen a piece of something in my 30s.
Right. You lived a little life.
To know that, oh, sis, oh, you scared to lose a check. Oh, imagine if our ancestors were scared to lose a check. They've lost lives.
Right.
And you won't do something to make, and again, like I said, I'm not going to Nat Turner it. But you're not willing to make the whites a little uncomfortable?
Right, a little bit. Like I said, a little Diane ain't hurt nobody.
I'm not dying it. What you tell the folks what a Diane is? Like, I ain't supporting it. What you niggas laying down? But going to higher ups and saying we're having a Juneteenth celebration, so we don't need X amount of hours to celebrate.
Yeah.
And we ain't taking no vacation time. We ain't taking no sick time. We gonna be out here drinking lemonade. And getting massages and celebrating the ancestors,
drinking lemonade, listening to
while the whites look. Yeah, I think that'll make some whites frustrated. They'll be like, "Well, why Keisha out in the park? Because it's Juneteenth. Would you like to celebrate Juneteenth?" Right, and they also talking about, again, Uzi Vert generation. I'm getting off this partnerships. Our tech company don't need no sponsor. Ain't no tech company needs sponsors.
No.
Bitch, what would that look like? The higher ups got wind that we looking for sponsors. What the New York Post are you talking about? Are you talking about partnerships? You're just talking about meeting other black bitches. That's what you're talking about. But we have them and we invite them.
Sponsors.
We open it to the public.
Y'all niggas got unlimited resources.
It's tech. No tech company needs to go and ask. That's be like, I don't know, Instagram asking for a sponsorship from what? I don't know.
Microsoft.
No, I'm going to say a company that ain't even there. Kroger's. Kroger. Right. Safeway.
Stop and Shop.
Stop the dollar store. What you asking the dollar store for sponsorship? You better get some of them likes.
Right. You better
get some of that monetized shit. It don't make no sense. And so I don't know how to have that. And it's just because they don't know. But the thing also with that, like, they talk too much. Right? They talk too much and they try to take lead and they don't know how to lead. Like, even in the meeting. Okay, so just the action. Bitch, if you looked at the agenda, the action items are already there. I don't need you to repeat this.
They're already there, huh?
What do you think about that now?
Point of order. Ain't none of these bitches
ain't nobody been trained up.
Ain't nobody had an effective meeting.
Ain't nobody been trained up. Ain't nobody had an effective meeting. So what do you think? Do I need to let it go one more meeting and just come super prepared? Like set an expectation. So send action items from this meeting. Our next meeting, send the agenda. Time folks working on it. The update they're supposed to provide and all that stuff. And see if they play. Because I haven't. It's been definitely very loose and open conversation and dialogue. And then see if they act right. And then after that, start pulling them asses aside. What do y'all think? Or am I harsh? Y'all call me out if I'm old school Nyambi. Can we put a picture of Harriet?
Where?
The ancestors would be disappointed.
Yeah. And yeah.
On Emancipation Day, you bitches is scared? The day that they say we want slaves no more, y'all scared? Get off this call.
After all these
Don't
years,
come back.
After all these years, we were free.
Because of them. They was the ones who took long to tell us.
Right.
They the ones in Texas. It was for niggas like them. We never would have knew. I don't know, Aaron. What you think? Am I getting too riled up?
No. You're not. You expect a lot from your people, and you deserve it. But
is that sacrifice not expected? Am I taking the sacrifice?
No. Like, the thing is, for that population.
Oh, Uzi Vert generation.
I was going to say y'all population as a whole. Like, y'all can do what the fuck y'all want to do.
Yeah.
Because there's not so many of y'all there. It ain't like they're going to fire all y'all.
That's what I'm saying. And if they do, we have a great class action. Either way, we win.
Yeah.
Fire me. Fire all our black asses. And then after that, I'm going to go find the white women they fight.
Right. And you get all y'all be up there crying in front of the TV.
Oh, I got to get my good tears. I remember mascara.
Make sure you get the mascara that's not waterproof.
Oh, please give me a reason. But tell me now.
No,
actually, you ain't gonna be what's it called, balanced. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong.
The thing is, it's different, right? Because you have a lot of passion for this shit, right?
Do I?
Yeah,
I didn't realize it.
These California babies.
Oh my God,
these Silicon Valley babies.
And I don't think these no Oakland kids. They can't be no Oakland kids.
They ain't from no damn Oakland.
You scared? Because I knew they weren't. Because when I said that, I was like, if you scared, go to church. And I told them my story. I was like, I've had a lot of things taken away from me and things threatened against me. So what you talking about, a lost check, I don't want you to think I'm not sympathetic because I've been through it, but it's much bigger than that. And you can rebound after this place. But you got to be willing to make that sacrifice. And that's not enough for me. Because a lost check is not enough for me to see injustice go by. That's not enough for me.
It ain't.
Not when the ancestors risked their lives. Not only risked their lives, lost their lives.
Right, lost their lives.
I gotta hit to that lynching museum. Lost their lives. Burnt.
Bit by dogs.
And I said, I don't want to lose a check. The disappointment, I know. Oh, Harriet, Sojourner, Nat. All of them rolling in grade. Malcolm.
Martin.
Just rolling.
Huey.
The audacity of your privilege, of your entitlement. That think you don't have to fight no battle, think you don't got to make no sacrifice in this motherfucker. Oh my God. I do need some kids because y'all ain't doing a good job. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Ooh, you sound like a
oh my God.
old you done finally made it to your old head.
What you mean?
You about ready to be undergrad
advisor. You scared.
You need to whip some bitches in shape.
You scared.
Yeah, you about ready to go ahead and get back involved and be an undergrad advisor, whip some K's into shape.
You telling me they scared?
Because they ain't got no damn mentorship.
But how do you do this? Like, I don't know. How do you not make waves for the next generation? How do you do that? How do you not do that? How?
That's the thing, right? And I think that's the gift and the curse with the social media age is because, if it ain't a retweet or something if it ain't something that's already out there, they ain't gonna be doing it.
You scared, and you said it out loud. You scared. So the thing is, they already know what you scared of, right? Like I want to tell them, like you can't tell these white motherfuckers I ain't scared of shit up in here.
No,
like none of this. Take all this shit back. Anyway. Diet Bet's coming. I knew originally it was going to be May 1st. It may be dialed out a little bit because I'm doing traveling for work. I got some just major work stuff going off. And it's going to be, I don't want to set myself up for failure. But know that I'm going to give y'all at least a week, 2 weeks leeway when it happens. But it is going to happen. Neerums.
Damn. I know, right?
I'm upset. Why am I upset? Why am I triggered? I am triggered like a bitch.
I know why you triggered. Because it kind of reminds you of the similar place where you was at before you got here.
I didn't even
and some of those people that you interacted with. And one of the things I always repeated was that there's only a certain amount of personalities in this world.
The Uncle Tom. So
yeah.
Scared.
Situations change, people don't.
Yeah.
And I think you finally getting to that point where you starting to meet those same amount of people that you met at your previous position where you was at, talking that same shit.
The privilege, right? How do you even fit your mouth to say that if you have kids, right? How do you fit your mouth to say that you're not going to try to move the dial forward if you have babies? How is that even because the babies was watching you, and your actions and your moves. That's why I said when you're raising children, you got to be very aware of that environment. Do your children see black people? Do your children interact with other black people? Do they interact with the community, right? Or your culture, right? Whatever your culture may be, are they firmly grounded in that shit? Go ahead. Because I do want my kids, right? Of course I want them to be successful. Well, I think we all want that type of stuff, but not at the detriment of who they are. Hell no. That's why these kids, nope.
No, say it. Say it. Say it.
Go ahead.
Say it. Say your piece. Say your piece. Because they're going to be sending emails talking about, Naomi, don't you be filtering yourself. Go ahead and say
that's why these kids be going through stuff. They be going through identity crisis. They go through this stuff that you can't no paycheck, can't no degree, can't no success. None of that fills the place of having a firm, authentic belief of who you are with no outside influences. Period.
Point. Yeah.
No matter who you are. I don't care if you're a CEO of one of the big tech companies, the president of the United States, or working as a manager at the bot store, right? Who you are should be untouchable by everybody.
Yep.
And your self-worth has nothing to do with that other
with
stuff.
any of this shit.
Right? Nothing to do with that. Go ahead. Give me some water.
That has been Lessons by Nyambi. Like I said, I don't know how look, I'm stumbling over my damn words because Nyambi was so damn vicious with it and so damn passionate with it that I didn't even know she was going to come that way. This was even in our little notes and shit. She had to walk away and get some water because she done got riled up and had to step away. So, I'm just here holding it down for y'all. So this past weekend, while Naomi was doing the funeral, I ran a race of my life. So I did the Big Sur Marathon down in Monterey, California. And it was a tough race. That race was tough as fuck. It put me in predicaments that I've never thought I would be in. So, in addition to that, I had some press going on during that time. Shout out to the people who knew about the press that was going out. I had some press there, and then I had like a film team like following me throughout the whole race. Mm-hmm. So, it was just a lot going on. But it was a tough race. The other thing is that it was the Big Sur and like that whole Monterey Route 1 area is beautiful. So the Big Sur Marathon, you run along Route 1. Mm-hmm. And if anybody know about Route 1 in California, it's pretty much this route that goes, it's this 2-lane highway, mostly a 2-lane highway that goes all the way down from Mexico up through Portland or Oregon, whatever, or Washington, like whatever's up there. But the thing about Route 1 is so beautiful because it aligns the coast of the Pacific. So most of the time when I was down in like San Diego or like driving from Long Beach to San Diego, like there's like beaches like every 2 miles or so. And like you can just stop and just like enjoy the beach, right? So for Big Sur, like they have beaches and the things of that sort. But the thing that makes Big Sur so beautiful and tough is that they have like this elevation, right? So they have one hill that's like an elevation of like 560 feet. Mm-hmm. That is a beast.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, it was just so beautiful, right? Yeah. And I was just so gracious and grateful to have experienced this race and experience like the sights that I seen in spite of like me not finishing the race. Exactly. So I didn't finish like with Big Sur. It was a hard 6-hour cutoff, mm-hmm. and you had to make it to mile 21 by like a certain time. I think it was like 11:50 or something like that. Yeah. I didn't make it to mile 21 until about like like 12:20ish, 12:30. So I just didn't make the cutoff. Me and my friend Toya, we just didn't make the cutoff. But the fact that we got to experience so much, the fact that there was a media team following me and going through all my experiences, was like it was just amazing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just highly grateful to have experienced this. And like this is one of the things that like I just been preaching, like like experiencing life, like in spite of ailments, in spite of weight, right? Like moving freely and experiencing life. Yeah. And like, even though I'm, weigh this much, like I'm not going to let this weight stop me from experiencing things I want to experience.
Exactly. I love that.
But it was a dope experience. I can't give too much away because, there's still some media stuff that haven't came out yet, but it was fun. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think another thing that was fun about it was that I did it with one of my close friends. Mm-hmm. Me and Toya, we was like complete strangers, really. Yeah. And like she was like a guest on my other podcast, and I interviewed her, and like we just hit it off, and we kept in contact. We became good friends. We ran some races together, and not to the point like that's like my sis. Yeah. So to meet people that. You never know who you're going to meet, but also to experience that. And like, we had so much fun, like laughing. Yeah. And it was just like great laugh therapy because when we get together, it's a fucking ball.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was going on with me. And then, I had to pick up Mabel from the ranch.
How was why we think he's in the ranch like Jesus.
Well, I went to. I literally
daycare, honey, or pet care. What you call it? Pup care.
I took her there, and it's literally a ranch.
Is it?
It's in a secluded area. It's off the beaten path. Mm-hmm. So it's like this main road, and you got to turn on this run road. Mm-hmm. And this run road has a fork in the road, a mile down, and then the fork of the road is like a gravel path. Okay. And like in the directions to say take the gravel path until you can't go no farther. The gravel path is like 2 miles long.
Well, I'm glad you went.
So the gravel path.
Continue.
The gravel path is 2 miles long.
I'm like, Lord.
And along this 2 miles long, there are signs that says like no trespassers. Trespassers will be shot.
What? It is not trespassers will be shot. No. Okay. Because I would have turned around. I'm like, well, guess what, babes? Guess who about to see Big Sur?
But it's like no trespassers, no trespassing, all this other stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then you run out to the road, and there's like this gate here, and you got to put in this code, and like the gate open, and it's literally like a big ass farm. We see like horses gallivanting and shit.
The life.
We pulled up. We seen a bunch of dogs.
It's a black man.
Yeah, and a bunch of dogs and shit. We got
the dogs just roaming free.
No, the dogs not roaming
free.
I
but they just roam.
They enclosed great.
Oh, they got so many acreage they can run on.
Yeah, so like the horses are like roaming free, and the pigs are roaming free and shit. So they got pigs and bunnies and shit. But the dogs said
no, ma'am.
No. Pigs and bunnies and shit running free and all that stuff. So we dropped off Mabel there. And, they sent us pictures of Mabel swimming, living her best life. Initially, how Mabel is. Mabel's a little skittish of people. Yeah. Like, she's skittish of new people. So,
it take a second to warm up.
I don't know if this guy already had met Mabel before. But,
she said, "We're the black one."
Mabel was like, I don't know about this. So, I had to, like, calm her down and things of that sort. Mabel did her scared shake. And then her eyes got real big.
Yeah. But they can't see you now.
Oh, but you can see me. Them eyes got real big. And she just like started shaking.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. When you picked her up, how was she?
Oh, when I picked her up, she was excited.
Her ass about to go back.
She was like when we picked her up from the shelter. When I picked her up from the shelter.
Don't do that. Don't do that to my baby.
So, when we first met Mabel, we seen her, we put a hold on her, and it's like, all right, we need to get the house together just in case we're going to get her.
The hold was more than she cost.
Yes. Yeah. Put the hold on me. I don't know why we just didn't pay for it then. And just like,
But I think they could, like, we pay for it, you got to take her. Like, you can't just be like, all right, keep her. It don't work that way.
So, did that. And the next day I came back and got her. Yeah. And the person's like, hey, Mabel, like, your forever parents are here. And like Mabel came, she ran to me and was like jumping on me. It's like, yeah, you came back and got me. Yeah. You got me out this motherfucker, let's go. She's been licking and everything else. Yeah. That's how she was.
Oh my goodness. Well, you said today at the dog park, she got nuck if you butt.
Yeah. So today I took her to the dog park. And there was only like 4 dogs in there. So I was like, all right, cool, we're going to pay the fetch. We get in there and it's like a border collie. I don't know what the hell it is. Golden retriever. It's one of those big furry ass dogs. Yeah. So usually I let them like sniff Mabel through the gate. Yeah. And then I let her through. And then this big dog, one of these big dogs, like picked Mabel up by the neck and it's like about to throw her. But before she could or he could, Mabel then turned around and got buck on that dog. And it was just like a dog fight between Mabel and this big
10
dog.
10 pounds. And how big is the other dog?
At least 70.
I'm glad you were there because I might have smacked the shit out of that dog with my
Mabel
purse.
was holding her fucking own.
She held her fucking own like a fucking G.
And then next thing you
know who the fuck her mom is.
Mabel got that dog bottom lip.
Mabel fucked that dog up.
And then the owner came, oh my God, sorry. I'm so sorry. She usually don't do this to smaller dogs.
And then with the big dog. I said, fuck that lip. Maybe you should have got that lip and held on to that lip for life.
And then everybody else, after she left, like she didn't got up. And I can tell that dog had problems. Yeah. Because just on the type of leash that lady had. Yeah. She had the over the mouth leash.
What? Like a muzzle?
Yes. You know how sometimes they just got the leash. It's not like a full muzzle, but it just go over their mouth.
Yeah, to close their mouth.
Yeah, and they got it like that. I said, yeah, oh.
He's disturbing.
Yeah.
He's disturbed. He needs therapy.
If your dog got an over the mouth leash,
he needs therapy.
Your dog got issues.
And not doing it because that's because some ordinances is for dogs to have that. If you just doing that because like, oh, this works best.
Right.
Yeah, you got some behavioral issues there.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened that the people came up?
And then, like, after they left, it's like, wow, she's a feisty one. Good job, little dog. Yeah. Good job. You's nobody's bitch in here.
Yeah, shout out to Mabes.
She had no problem.
I was ready. I was ready to get bucked.
Mm-hmm.
Were you gonna let that dog? Were you able to step in, or were you too far away?
No, I was too far away.
Oh.
But by the time I got there, they was already done.
Oh. Okay.
And Mabel already got that lip.
And what was Mabel? Was she still growling?
She
took her back to her days on the streets.
Yeah. Because Mabel ain't no hoe. She don't like when big dogs fuck with her. She'll let you know.
Oh my goodness. All right, some pillow talk real quick.
Yeah, let's do a little pillow talk.
I know we did updates for 40 minutes. It's been a minute, y'all. Yeah. It's been like almost 4 or 5 days. So we have to give you updates. Let's talk about Game of Thrones, a.k.a. Them Thrones, a.k.a. my stories.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh. Dany and Jon Snow is useless. They're out there playing hide-go, giddy-go with the dragons.
Hold up. Look, before you get
I'm out of order. I'm not doing anything in order. I'm going to do it as it just pops in my head. Go ahead.
First, I just want to give a big shout out to Rod and Karen from the Black Guy Who Tips.
Yes.
Who were on Viceland. It was a Viceland or Vice News Tonight on HBO talking about Them Thrones.
No, because they created it.
Right? No, some another podcast.
Was it black or white people?
It was black.
Oh, okay.
But they was like,
they're the catalyst.
Yeah, they're the catalyst.
I didn't hear about Them Thrones until Rod and Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the blacks who discovered it?
I think it was this podcast called Firestarter. Like, I really don't know like the whole background of it.
Like Amazon Fire Stick?
No, Firestarter, baby.
Oh,
Firestarter podcast. Firestarter podcast.
Okay, well, good. Shout out to Firestarter and Rod and Karen. Thank you. I'm so politically correct.
Look, niggas be.
I ain't say I created Them Thrones. Did I say that, y'all?
No. But I just want to give credit where credit's due. Niggas should have
niggas social media niggas acting like y'all doing dissertations.
Niggas should have trademarked it.
Y'all niggas is acting like y'all got peer reviewed sources. Y'all acting like y'all test is validated.
Hey, but either way, shout out to Rod and Karen because they was on the Vice News Tonight like last week talking about Them Thrones. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a universal. I thought this belonged to the culture.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So back to Them Thrones. Dany and Jon riding on these horses.
Dragons. They basically horses compared to the fire. Spoiler alert. Compared to the what is he breathing? Lightning?
I don't know what the hell.
Lightning and hell and white privilege. He's just the dragon's just spraying white privilege and killing. Like when white privilege like kills everything.
Well, Melisandre.
Who?
The Red Witch.
Okay, so you have to see. I don't know if y'all like Game of Thrones. I really don't know their names. I use descriptor items.
All right, when the Red Witch,
so that the lady who 1,000 years old,
lit at a Dothraki swords on fire.
I said, "Oh, we about to get it popping."
First, she had came out the darkness.
She came out the sky. She came from the Wizard of Oz
with a horse.
With the horse from the sky.
And set them niggas swords on fire.
I said, "Oh, it's about to pop.
It's about to pop the fuck off." And they started yelling.
They start going.
And the fires went out. I was like, shit.
No, imagine being Dany on the hill because Dany in Oz. So she on her dragon with the munchkins. And then she like, oh yeah, my team about to turn up. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it went just like white privilege spray and it just went black. And she said, all my friends are dead.
It was like a birthday cake and somebody blew out the candles.
And then that's when she got in her feelings and she lost sight of shit because she wasn't supposed to move.
No.
But for some reason she thought her dragon was going to go do it.
I think the most scary thing about that shit is that you didn't even see the fucking monsters.
Oh, I knew it was there. Like white privilege. You don't always see it. I'm going to do a think piece on how the White Walkers is just like white men and like white women and just how like their power is white privilege. And it's just like, and they're zombies, right? It makes sense because white people are zombies. Oh my goodness. I should do a think piece.
You should.
And see if I can get some retweets. It'd just be the Black Love family community. Near, I'm going to keep me in order, but I'm going out of order. Can we talk about Bran? Was this nigga asleep?
That nigga was.
What is brand? Two things. You're asleep the entire time, and you're making the community with disabilities look bad because you're not doing anything. He's just sitting in his wheelchair, asking where the ramp is. Sir, you got wheels. You can still move your hands.
I can't breathe.
What you mean? He disappointed the whole. I feel like the whole ADA community was like, Brand, you're trash. Because he didn't represent. Like, everybody else fighting and, like, going to bat. Meanwhile, what's the man who was protecting him?
Greyjoy.
Whatever. He looking at him like it's about to pop off. And Brand's like, night. Good night. What did he say?
I'll be back. He said, I'll be back.
Where are you going, my nigga? Where are you going? Or tell me what's about to happen. He could have told that man he was going to die. He could have said thank you.
He did.
Did he say thank you?
Yeah.
When? 3 seconds before he died?
Yeah, right before his ass charged.
What did he say? He ain't say thank you.
He said, thank you, you're a good man.
Asshole. Brand is an ass, and I stand by that. I actually think he's going to be, what are we looking for? What's it called? The throne?
The game, Knights Landing.
No, what's the 7 kingdoms?
Yeah.
I think Brand's going to be on it. I think he's going to wheel that. He's going to create a ramp. He's going to wheel his ass up there and be like, I told you niggas to listen to me. Because I got the third eye of the Raven. I think he's going to come through for that. Can we talk about Lady Marmot? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
That little white woman. Can we talk about Ruth? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is, that is how I imagine Ruth Bader. Like, that's how Ruth is fighting now. She's like, I'm not dying for shit. And if I am going to die, I'm taking the motherfucker down with me. Can we talk about how she ain't never been scared?
Never.
How she's been reading people for filth since the first day she saw them. And how she knew she was about to die. And she said, I'm going to kill this giant. When she died, I literally screamed. It's a meme. And it's like a goat or a dog. And it was like, this is how I signed in my house the night of Game of Thrones. It was like, ah! Like, every time she did, I said, you a real bitch.
She was. She was the real one.
I said, you a real bitch. Can we now get to Aria? Or should we know? Let's save Aria for last.
Yes.
She's the queen. Can we talk about Sansa and Targaryen? What's his name?
Tyrion.
Oh, scary, hiding ass. They number 2 to Bran.
Too useless.
At least Bran was outside, like, connecting with the ancestors and the ravens, right? To try to, you know.
But that was the game plan because they wanted.
I'm
Night
sure
King
it was the
wanted
air
to
quote.
kill Bran.
Yeah. I'm sure it was the plan, air quote, for Sansa in, what's his name? Tyrion. Tyrion to hide. But then they dumbasses ain't think because they hiding in the crypt. Where dead people at? Where's dead people at?
In the crypt.
And what did the Night Lord of the King Voldemort do?
Bring the dead people back to life.
They got real scared. They got real what's it called?
They're waiting to hopeful.
She found out, pulled out her switchblade. I said, she don't have a knife?
Yes.
She didn't learn.
Aria gave one, and she was like, I don't know what to do this. And she said, sticking with the pointy end. What you mean you don't know what to do with this?
Kill him.
Sticking with the pointy end.
And I still ain't seen Tyrion take out a knife.
And keep sticking them.
And keep going. And you do not back down till you dead. Because it makes me sick. Because Sansa and them, they just down there having a campfire. Because I was thinking, I said, why they hiding in the crypt? Right? Because you would imagine if it gets so bad and it overflows, you kind of trapped.
Yeah, you are trapped in the crypt.
Like, it's not an escape
plan. The crypt only got one way in, one way out.
That's what I'm saying. So if they coming in, you done. Fucked. Right? Meanwhile,
the White Walkers came back and started digging holes and shit.
To get through them. Can we talk about how I didn't know I'm so delayed that I didn't realize the White Walkers were, I'm like, why are they falling into the fire? I didn't realize they were falling into the fire to put the fire out.
To make a bridge.
Niggas can't even work together like that. Like,
and you see how some of them sacrifice themselves for the greater good.
For the greater good. I can't lose my check. Can we put a picture of Harriet Tubman up? Bitch, you in the fire first. Like, that was some gangster shit too. Okay, can we talk about how mad Cersei is?
Ooh, Cersei gonna be mad as fuck.
I would have been Cersei. Like, is they all dead? Cersei's gonna be mad when they realize the folks alive. So it's the next battle. They gotta go mess with Cersei.
Yep.
But the thing is, Cersei is laying up with the Pirates of the Caribbean.
So, from the Iron Isles.
So they got a lot of pirates.
Yeah, they got
Cersei got people, and us, the King of the North, we only got Aria.
You got 15 people. Aria and
a dragon and a half. They was fucking them dragons up. They was like roaches. They was again the power of people, right? If all us folks get together, try to get on.
We getting ahead of ourselves.
We're gonna talk about you do it, Aria.
Before we get there,
we want to talk about Aria.
You ain't gonna talk about how that lady tried to get her lighter started to start up the little the fire all the way around the damn castle.
No, talk about that.
No, you talked about when the swords. I'm talking about when she went back out there. And it's
tell me. Yeah.
Because you remember they was shooting arrows at the moat, trying to let it on fire, but it was too cold, so they had to bring her ass out there, the Red Witch.
Oh, I do.
And she was trying to get her lighter lit.
And it was like it was a flint that was wet.
That shit was wet.
It was like Naked and Afraid.
And she just kept saying the same thing. Lord, let this shit light.
Right. Like I said, y'all watch Naked and Afraid on TLC, and they be trying to get that flint and it's raining, and you just see white ass.
Oh, she was just saying it over and over again. I said, "Fuck, this shit ain't gonna light."
That's her trying to get it.
And that shit lit.
Okay.
And when Jon Snow ass thought he was about to go get the fucking
Jon Snow was
the
about
Night
to get
King
got again.
Think he's gonna sneak up on his ass.
Because
the
Jon
Night
Snow
King
bossed
turned the fucking around and said, "Oh, raise all these motherfuckers up."
Oh, when he raised it from the dead, I was like, John and Danny dead. I said, John, I don't know if you're going to fight your way
and
out
that
of
dragon shook off Danny ass and got the fuck out of there. Ooh, it's like when you step in some fire ants and you just start smacking your feet and screaming for your mama and running. That's how that dragon was.
The dragon's, I got to get the fuck out of here.
Mama!
She shook her ass off his dead weight, honey.
Get the fuck off of me.
She collapsed and she just looked at him. And she in her sable fox coat.
My question is, where the fuck Jorah ass come from? His ass would have been dead with the not the Unsullied, the Dothraki.
No, he back.
That nigga hid. He saw the Dothraki was getting fucked up. He turned the fuck around and came on back.
He said no. It got to be somebody to warn. He was trying to come back and warn us,
right?
That the whites got guns. What they say? What's that folk tale? There's always one the Indian man who come back and warn the tribe to say they got guns. Baby. They got guns, baby.
Yeah.
What else am I missing?
Now we can get to Aria.
Aria fucking Starks. She needs to be the throne. The whole ass throne. First of all, why did she have to kill half the Walking Dead? Half of them she had to kill.
She was a beast.
Tiptoeing in her damn Jordans. But when she came through the sky and got him, and then the Night King turned around like a black mama when you sneak in too late and they think they don't see you.
And then caught her ass by the neck.
By the neck. Then Arya said, "Not today, Satan, I'm a child of God." And then dropped the knife. And
caught it with the other hand.
And then got and that.
Poke. And that nigga that exploded like ice.
What did that? Y'all remember Soulja Boy telling the story of when they robbed him?
Yeah.
That's how I feel like this is. Then Arya came. Nigga. What? And then he exploded, and everybody exploded. Jon Snow looking around like he did something.
Meanwhile, Jon Snow screaming at the damn dragon.
I said, John, you can't fight that white privilege.
That is white privilege.
That dragon is just
you yelling at a damn dragon, thinking the dragon gonna die, and then it did die.
And you think it's you.
That's
just a civil rights bill.
That is white privilege.
Look, that's just a civil rights bill. You think you did that?
John think he did that shit.
Did that. All the folks who died did that. It was sickening. It was an hour and a half of craziness. There's only like 4 episodes left. So I have no idea. Like, I'm worried about Cersei, but I can't imagine them not being Cersei. They're going to have to be smart about it, but you done killed the Walking Dead.
They got dragons.
Like, this is when I would just send my dragons. Why are they going? I'm like, go on to the water and shoot up them boats, come back, then let's go and play at Cersei and them. And just shoot up just burn it.
Just burn everything
Till we become Donald Trump. Just burn all this.
Burn all this shit.
We don't want none of that land. Just burn it.
Fuck them all.
Because Cersei is not also going out.
No.
But what I'm worried about is Dany. Is she going to turn on us? because she done lost all her Targaryen people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of her dragons done got scalped, honey.
Right.
Or healing. Ain't enough witch hazel in the world.
And I don't know, what about the Unsully?
Them niggas. You definitely can't trust them. Actually, maybe they should just try to get them on their team. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But, I done got excited again. It was a sickening show. I wasn't expecting this. The memes were ridiculous. You niggas is undefeated.
Them Thrones hashtag.
Just go, even if you don't watch the Game of Thrones, just go hashtag DEMTRTHRONES. Just go and laugh.
Just read through them.
Just the way people were walking in. The Night King walked in super arrogant. Like, how can they not have no black writers on staff?
Oh my! When we get off of here, I got to show you another meme. They did one where like which theme music worked best, and it's like the Night King walking in, and they played like 5 different types of music.
Because the Night King did walk in like, I'm about to fuck all these niggas' lives up. I win. He walked in like, I win. But I don't know. Y'all shout out to the folks who watch Game of Thrones. It was sickening. Mm-hmm. Perfect. You want to do a couple more topics? Are you good?
Oh, we good.
All right. Well, we're back, and we're happy to be back, y'all. Mm-hmm. As always, to submit your Black Love stories, go to blacklovematters.com. And to submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at Black Love Matters. That's Black Love Matters with no K. And to leave a comment about anything that we talked about, you can do that on blacklovematters.com, SoundCloud, Stitcher, any form of social media, Black Love Matters, no K. Also, don't forget that voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to you later. And remember,
love is ever evolving.
Peace.
Peace.